Ms. Mahalbahu, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to continue our discussion at the successful event back in March in the DFS forum, where you gave a wonderful presentation about the recent developments and what's happening in the payments arena in Jordan. Mainly Jomo Pay and all the developments and the new systems that were developed and adopted by the Central Bank of Jordan. As the Executive Director of the Payments Department in the Central Bank, there has been numerous questions and given the limited time available at the forum, many people didn't get the chance to ask you these questions. So we're taking this opportunity to ask these questions, discuss them, and get your feedback on them. Now let's move to agents. And I think agents are the critical element of having these services successful.
Yes.
And so who can be an agent?
Agents are the most critical ingredient for successful adoption because accessibility depends on agents. Addition to non-exclusivity, anyone could be an agent. The relationship between the regulator and the service providers is principle-based. However, between service providers and their agents, it's agent relationship. So who is full liable in front of the central bank is the principal. However, we cannot leave it to the service providers. The agents is a very critical factor. Adding to that, risks associated with agents are huge. So there are guidelines for agents. Adding to what was mentioned in our framework, now we are in the process of introducing to the market agent guidelines. And today, this morning, we disseminated this draft to the service providers to get feedback from them. The agent guidelines would cover super agents, normal agents, enforcing non-exclusivity, and all types. Adding to that, service providers should inform us about any new agents, and we have to approve the agent contract between, so there will be something like standard contract between the service providers and their agents, regardless of the classification of agents, but we are monitoring agents.
So just to make it clear, you will be approving the standard agent contract?
Yes.
And not each agent's involvement?
Yes, definitely.
That would be left for the service providers?
Yes.
Will that also include super agents?
Definitely. Super agents have more roles and responsibilities to provide in the market, so it covers super agents.
Are there any constraints for agent cash-out services? Because, as you know, that would, if there is such a thing, that would mean that clients would need to go to several agents in order to cash out the amount that they want.
No, they will not need to visit several agents, but there is a limit on cashing out, definitely. Even banks, even if you have a bank account, you have limits. Even ATM machine, you have daily limit. But if you go to ATM and you get what you want, you cannot go to another ATM that would exceed your daily limit. So there is a daily limit on your wallet, regardless. Even if you visit several agents, you will not be able to cash out because it's centralized. The switch will notice that you are exceeding your cashing out limit per day. But the cashing out, this is something universal because you cannot ask any agent to maintain a huge amount of money. This is one. Second, it's a kind of layer of protection for customers. They cannot get it out. Adding to that, the limit for cashing out limit is very logical and realistic because Once you can conduct all your purchases or all your payments from your wallet, why would you need to cash out a huge amount? So it's also well set.
Move back to the Jomo Pay system, and given that the regulation allows from day one interoperability, and also states on the importance of non-exclusivity for agents, how do you see competition between the service providers in light of that?
We mandated interoperability, full interoperability from day one. This is very important, and Jordan became like the role model for the world in terms of interoperability, because we ensured it through the centralized switch, Jomo Pay. So regardless of the mobile network operator, regardless of the service provider or agents, people still can enter any place using any SIM provider to execute and to do whatever they want. And non-exclusivity of agents, this is, at least we need to respect other laws in Jordan. We have the competition law that doesn't allow any kind of monopoly. And this does not contradict in any way with market competition and the market share. For all service providers, they need to compete to provide better services, better prices, even cooperation and integration with other financial services. They have bank account, savings, basic saving accounts, so they can cooperate with banks. They can cooperate for Islamic products related to mobile wallets, for durable goods and disbursements, providing incentives, basic and fundamental insurance services. They have many things to compete for, so it's not only through agents, definitely, or interoperability. On the other hand, interoperability serves service providers, because they will have more, at least inward transactions. So it's not only inclusive to transactions within their loop. Now it's open, so they can benefit from their network, from other networks, from their wallets, from others' wallets.
And looking at it from the consumer's perspective, it's much better for me to get this service which is fully interoperable with other wallets, no matter, as you said, no matter the service provider or the mobile operator. To be able to do that, the P2P and all of that, without any problem, that would be an excellent service for the customers.
Sure, we can see in some countries people have to hold all the time two mobile devices, because they have two different SIM providers, two different mobile wallets. So if I want to send money to you, I might need to use this device. If I want to send to another one, I will need the other one. So this is not even convenient. It's even cost that is not justifiable. So we wanted the most efficient service and ecosystem.
How many service providers now have got the license, and when do you think the service will really pick up? And
currently we have 4 licensed service providers. 2 of them are providing the service on the live environment. The number of wallets still small, but it exceeded 25,000 wallets. The other 2 service providers, they are in their final stages to move from test environment into the live environment. But according to the documents they provided us, their plan to launch massively is after Ramadan and after Eid.
And these are all non-banks?
Non-banks, yes. We have many of the banks who already linked to Jomo Pay. This allows transfer and execution from bank accounts. It's more mobile banking than mobile wallet, but from my bank account I can transfer to your wallet, vice versa. And this is not provided in other countries. This is an interoperability we wanted to ensure. Banks to mobile wallets, vice versa.
We were discussing the question of cryptocurrency, or the most famous of them, I think, Bitcoin, and many other services like that. So the first question is what the CBJ opinion regarding these types of new currencies evolving, and if the CBJ, the central bank, would authorize or considering authorizing the use of them in the future?
Actually, this is a very debatable question. For the Bitcoins in specific and other virtual currencies, everyone knows very well that the Central Bank of Jordan issued an announcement not to allow the licensed financial institutions to deal with them. Because, as we know, still it's like very lightly understood from all regulators in the market. This new virtual currency attracted the conventional investors as well as the black markets. And since it's very anonymous and couldn't be well monitored and regulated, we preferred not to allow the licensed institutions in Jordan to deal with them. But we are still following up on the improvements, and we are cooperating with other regulators and central banks worldwide. We are not rigid. Once there is like any evidence that it could be well used and monitored, regulated, we might reconsider our previous instructions. However, till this moment, within the horizon, we cannot see any changes in our vision. But there's something that has been like evolving recently in the market. There is an initiative to allow the digital currencies as legal tender digital currencies, but to be controlled by central banks or centralized authoritative unit in any country. So we will not keep on allowing like people, miners, to issue this currency. Once there is like some agreement within the central banks on this new innovation, we might reconsider. But in this way, the way it's now used, there is like high volatility in the currency itself. It's not regulated, no safeguarding. It's totally different than e-money. And something to mention, there's a huge difference when we talk about digital currencies and virtual currencies, or let's say digital money and virtual currency. Bitcoin is a digital currency, but not all digital money are virtual. So in Jordan, we allowed electronic money or digital money, but with safeguarding the money of people, monitoring, and all security measurements, but we cannot allow it till this moment. However, for blockchain as a technology, it's outstanding, and we are looking in depth to benefit and optimize the fintech we are going towards within our systems as a technology, but not for issuing or like mining currency. Minting for us, it's okay, but not for miners.
I guess now with that, I guess you answered the second question about cryptocurrency or virtual currency, which is regarding any strategy for the central bank regarding this issue. But I think you answered that by saying that in the future you're studying that, you're open to any new technology that proves its secure reliability towards the financial system. Again, thank you very much.
You are most welcome.